One I wanted to talk about is a yarn that I am absolutely obsessed with. Let me say hi. Hello and welcome back to Nicole's Needlecrafts. I'm Nicole, and today I really wanted to just go through some of my recent yarn purchases, specifically ones that I've gotten from Michael's because there's been a lot of really good sales lately. Fall season, there always tends to be really good yarn sales because it's kind of that cozy, spooky season where people like to get creative, I feel like. So this is definitely my favorite season of the year, and I just wanted to share some of the things I've gotten recently, and hopefully that can inspire you to try some of these yarns. Okay, let's get started. First one I wanted to talk about was Caron Cinnamon Swirl Cakes. So this one here is in the colorway Chocolate Swirl, and I literally just got this yarn because of this colorway. I've tried a few of the other colorways just to kind of see what the yarn was like. It's just a basic number 4 worsted weight acrylic. Behaves like one, it's nice and soft, it's just a good basic. But the reason why I really wanted to try this colorway in specific is because to me, it really looks like the colors you would see on like a baby deer or a fawn, especially with that little brown speckling in and amongst the cream. And I really, really love that. Recently I've been really into like witchy, forest, nature inspired projects. Check out my TikTok if you haven't. It would be under Nicole's Needlecrafts, and I have a lot of little short form content of like kind of goofy fantasy inspired, nature inspired stuff on there. And this just fell really into that theme for me. I want to try and make maybe a hat or a scarf or something that's very like baby deer themed. I might even do like a hat with ears or a hat with antlers or something like that. Yeah, I just thought this was super cute. Let me know if this reminds you of like a baby deer or fawn. Moving on, a couple of other ones that I've gotten just like 1 or 2 skeins of just to try, or cakes of. This one here is Caron Spice Cakes, and I got this colorway because it reminds me of kind of like a Mardi Gras or like a peacock color type thing. I don't know. This is the colorway Indigogo, which I think is a super cute naming convention. This one here is 100% acrylic as well. This one is classed as a number 6 bulky weight. That is what the weight looks like. I would even say that this kind of straddles the line between a number 5 and a number 6. So if you're one of those people that doesn't like working with like super, super bulky yarns, I wouldn't say this is crazy bulky. It's got a nice kind of tightness to it. And yeah, I just wanted to try this one out. I got 1 skein because it comes with a decent amount of yardage. This one is 239 yards or 218 meters. So that's enough for me to do something like a cowl or a hat, maybe even a small scarf, or maybe even a small pair of mittens or something with. So 1 skein was enough for me to just kind of try it out. Moving on from there, I did want to show a yarn that people know a ton about. This is Bernat blanket yarn. I'm not a huge Bernat blanket fan, but I was a huge fan of this new colorway line that they have called Mystical. Especially like orange is my favorite color, and it's very much the color of fall for me. And this color is just gorgeous. It's called Canyon, which is maybe not the most like fantasy-ish name. I thought the naming convention for this was really weird, considering it's like, they all look very fantasy-ish and very like, well, it's called Mystical, but they decided to go with like naming conventions that don't feel very fantasy-ish. I don't know. That being said, even though I'm not a huge fan of blanket yarn, I fell in love with this like orange spectrum. But I have no idea what I'm going to do with this. I just really loved the color, and that's why I picked it up. I've also got here 1 cake of the Caron Blossom Cake. I have already tried this yarn many, many times. I really, really like it, and that's why I just wanted to kind of pick up another colorway. This one is called Bark, and it is the Browns colorway. So that is Caron Blossom Cakes in Bark. It's just browns, some nice light browns, some nice dark browns, beiges, etc. And again, this just goes along with my kind of autumn foresty, fairy, fantasy theme that I'm really into these days. I think I could make something really cute and magical with this. This is a partially cotton yarn. It's 61% cotton and 39% acrylic. You get a good amount of yardage with this. You get 481 yards or 440 meters. And I just think that that is such a versatile size and type of yarn. You could use this for so many things. Cotton, it'll breathe nicely. Acrylic, it'll wear long. I just really, really like this yarn, the Blossom Cakes yarn. And I'm excited to have a nice little earthy tone of it to try out. Alright, then I get into some loops and threads yarn. I actually have some up there that I bought yesterday that I should probably add to this video. One sec, let me grab some. I work next to a Michael's. It's real dangerous. But yeah, I go on my lunch breaks sometimes when I don't feel like eating and I just peruse, and every now and then I find a yarn sale that is only on for 3 days. I don't know what just fell, but it's okay, I'm gonna ignore it. And I get yarn because I'm an addict. There are worse things in the world. That's what I keep telling myself. I have got this really cool Loops and Threads Impressions yarn. And I say it's really cool because I just really like the variation. It reminds me of another yarn that I knit a sweater for my mom out of called Puzzles. I don't remember what the brand was. I know I got it off of Hirschner's website, but I don't think it was Hirschner's brand. Anyway, I'll try and find it and put it up on screen here, but it was called Puzzles, and it really reminds me of this marled, speckly looking stripy twist variation of colors. This one is in the colorway IP18, that's not good. Root Beer Float, that's very cute. I like that. So that is Root Beer Float there. This one is a number 5 bulky, 100% acrylic yarn. Again, just a really good staple. I felt that it came with enough yardage for me to do something interesting with. Again, a cowl, a hat, something relatively small and easy. This one is 246 yards or 225 meters. And I got it in this Root Beer Float color. I got it in this burnt orange color because of course I did. Nice fall colors. And I got it in this nice foresty olive color. And I actually think that these three together look really beautiful. So I might try and make a bigger project with those three because they just look so gorgeous together. Be a really nice like shawl or something. I don't know. It's a little bit light on the yarn for a shawl, but I like it. I don't know. We'll see what happens. The next one that I got is one that I just got one skein of. I've never tried it before. I've been wanting to try it for a while. That is the Loops and Threads Ring Spun. And the reason why I got this one is because it is heckin' soft. That is the only reason why I got this. I got it in the colorway Excalibur Multi, which I love. I love that that's kind of a fantasy-inspired name, Excalibur. 96% acrylic. It is 4% polyester. I'm guessing some of the speckles or twists in there are polyester. And it's just really, really soft. So yeah, there's not a whole lot to say about this. You get very little yardage. It's 163 yards or 149 meters. Probably just enough for me to make like a hat or something. But again, it's just so heckin' soft that I think this would be a really great yarn for a simple hat or something to give someone over the holidays. So love that colorway. I like that it's a little bit more masculine looking as well, because it can be hard sometimes to find a more masculine looking yarn. Super soft. Excited to try knitting or crocheting with it. We'll see. Probably knitting. Whenever I have less yardage, I go for knitting usually, especially when it's a bulky weight because it doesn't hurt my hands as much. And knitting, I've noticed, takes up a lot less yardage than crocheting. I usually prefer to crochet with my thinner yarn for that reason. Anyways, use it all up, you know. Loops and Threads Delicate DK. I thought that this was a really cute, like, primary colors type palette, very baby-ish. This might be a baby yarn, but I don't think it is. I think it's the DK, the lightweight DK or a delicate DK. This is also the delicate DK, FYI. This is what the label looks like. This is in that blue, grays, and white colorway, which I actually got 2 of these because I really like this like icy looking palette, and I'd really like to do very like Ice Queen inspired or like Elsa inspired or something, so I thought that this would be a great yarn for that. And this one is the Beachy Multi, which is really funny to me because this does not look beachy at all because there's no sand color. It looks very much like a glacier. I think it should be called Glacier Multi, but whatever, I digress, it's fine. These ones are a nice light number 3 DK weight yarn. Love, love, love the DK weight yarns for crocheting these days. I find crocheting with bulky yarn drives me insane. I feel like it's always falling out of my hook, no matter what size of hook I use, and it drives me nuts. Anyways, I like to use bulky yarn for knitting more so. It doesn't hurt my hands as much, and then the small stuff I like to use for crochet. It also has a nice drape. I don't know, there's all sorts of reasons. Tell me your reasons below why you like knitting or crocheting with a lighter or a bulkier weight yarn. I'd love to know. One of the last Loops and Threads ones that I have to talk about is Loops and Threads Flex. That's Fleck. KS, and that is this guy, so it's got the little flecks in there. But I saw this one and it just looked so much like a night sky that I had to grab it, because again, I'm really into the whole like fantasy themed stuff right now. And this just said like, I don't know, Midnight Moon Wizard or something to me. It's considered a number 4 medium. I don't know if I agree with that. It's pretty thin. I would say it edges on a DK weight. I also find that since I was younger, because I've been knitting for almost 20 years now, and I find that a number 4 like worsted medium weight yarn back then was thicker than a number 4 is now. Does anyone else find that? I find that. Maybe I'm just crazy. Maybe I got bigger and now they seem smaller to me. I don't know. Anyways, I think this is really gorgeous. You get 355 yards to 324 meters. This one's just the colorway dark blue. Doesn't really have a fancy name or anything. I think that they missed out. They definitely could have called this something way more gorgeous. Moving on, I've got a couple more yarns here. I wanted to talk a little bit about Facets by Loops and Freds. That's my friend Loop and that's my friend Fred. I wanted to talk a little bit about Facets yarn by Loops and Threads because I have been absolutely obsessed with it lately. It has been one of my number 1 yarns this past year, and I was actually surprised to find out that a lot of people don't like it. A lot of people find it frustrating because it's like a roving style yarn or something. I flippin' love this stuff. This stuff has such beautiful color gradients. They're so nice and gradual, and they happen just at the right time that you can use this for such diverse projects. I love it for knitting. I love it for crocheting. I love it for all things. The one thing I will say I don't love about it is that it does have that very plasticky acrylic feeling when you're working with it, but I don't find the final product necessarily feels that way, which I can live with that. I just got a couple of different colorways for this one the other day. I find that you get a good amount of yardage with these. They're considered a number 4 medium weight yarn, 100% acrylic, and you get, let's see, 279 yards or 256 meters. And this one's the same. This one's got sparkles in it, so I thought maybe it would be different, but it's the same. This one is the colorway Lollipops, or Lollipop. Very cute. I don't typically go for the bright pinks, but I guess I was in a mood that day. And this one is, ooh, I like this name. This one's Dragon Fruit. Cute. Very cute. And again, you can see that really beautiful gradual ombre effect fade between the colors. I have a ton of different variations of this yarn just speckled all over my room. I love just about every colorway that they come up with. I think that it's got a nice sheen to it. Some of them have sparkly little bits of thread in them. It's just a fantastic yarn for somebody who wants to do like fantasy inspired stuff because it's just that little bit magical looking. All right, the last one I wanted to talk about is a yarn that I am absolutely obsessed with, and I'm afraid that they're going to get rid of it because they do that all the time with my favorite yarns. This is a Karen cake yarn again, and that is the Macchiato Cakes. First of all, super cute name. Love that they're called Macchiato Cakes. The reason why I'm obsessed with this, I have made so many things with this kind of yarn before, and now I'm just trying to collect at least one skein of every color because I love it so much and I'm afraid they're going to discontinue it. This is a wool blend yarn. I adore having at least a little bit of natural fiber with any of the yarns that I'm using. At least a little bit. I find that sometimes, you know, having all natural fiber, first of all, it gets really expensive, and second of all, it just has a different feel to it. Really good for some projects, not the best for other projects. But having a nice blend where you've got the strength and the vibrancy of the acrylic, and then you've got that little bit of like natural softness and fibryness to the yarn. Really, really like that. This is a 20-80 split, so 80% acrylic and 20% wool. You get 481 yards or 440 meters in this, so you get a ton of yardage in my opinion. And it's considered a number 5 bulky weight. I don't think this is a bulky weight. I think this is a medium worsted weight on a good day, like a number 4. But I digress. If you want to treat it like a number 5, you do you. Again, I just have like a bunch of these laying around. I'm trying to collect multiples of my favorite colorways so that I can make bigger projects with them, and then just singles of some of my less favorite colorways. Like for this one, for example, I got one. I think it's cute, but I don't think I'd ever like wear something with it. I'd more likely just like make a project and try and sell the project with this. This is the colorway Fleeting, which is a really cute name. Nice little purple moment there. I think I got a couple of this colorway here. This is the colorway Lovely. Kind of pinks and wine colors. A little bit more earthy. Cute, cute. One in the colorway Sunny. This is kind of some nice rich golds and pinks. Not really my color scheme, not really what I would like wear, for example, but I recognize that it is a color scheme that is beautiful nonetheless, and it would probably be some other people's taste, and eventually I would like to post a lot of the things that I make online on Etsy and things like that, so that I can, you know, share the art form. I just love using yarn. I don't necessarily want to keep all the things I make with it, and I can appreciate a colorway or a yarn that other people will like, even if I personally it's not my style or whatever. So really pretty, really cute. These two are my favorite colors so far. I'm going to show you my 2 favorites in a second. This one is like a close third though. This is the greens colorway, and it is called Nourish, which I think is a really good name because it's very naturey. And nature does nourish, doesn't it? I don't think that they offer like a darker greens mix, but if they did, I'd be jumping on that real quick. But this is still like nice. It's like a nice fresh meadow. Okay, these are my 2 favorite colorways that I have a lot of. The first one, I think I have 6 balls of this now, is called Whisper. Ooh, got that real close to you. And this is just beiges, light golds, browns. It's just a really nice neutral. And the reason why it's one of my favorites is because I can see myself wearing it. It's grays, neutrals, beiges. I'm really into that kind of neutrals thing with like a pop of color or a pop of pattern or what have you. So I'm a millennial. We apparently dress kind of boring, whatever. But I really like the neutrals, so that one's good. And then this one is my absolute favorite. Love it. I actually have a mostly finished hexie cardigan, like a long hexie cardigan, made out of this one, and it's just all of my favorite colors all in one, and that is the colorway Boundless. And that's it there. That one really does have most of the colors of my background. I think the reason why I like this one is because it's got the variation that you would see in a fall nature scene. You've got a couple of like cool gray tones. You've got some bright reds and oranges, then you've got some more of those neutral beiges. I just think it's so stunning. And I feel like I'm a bit of a warm, I don't know, maybe I'm a neutral, but I think I look nice in warm colors, so I can definitely see myself wearing this. Absolutely love it. And that's that. I am getting hoarse because I've been speaking for 25 minutes now. Hopefully this video is not quite that long, but if it is, oh well, here we are. I wanted to say thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you think about any of these yarns, if you've tried them, if there's any that you are interested in trying. Again, which ones would you see yourself knitting with versus crocheting with? Do you knit and crochet? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear from you. If you liked this video, do consider liking and subscribing for more videos. I am hoping to do this a little bit more regularly now. Busy life, but I'm doing my best. All right, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye-bye. I've got a walrus to show you. Oh, there he is. Is that not the cutest thing? Is he not the cutest little bean?